Well, don't let the music intimidate you, Jesse. You can always finish the thought, but if you're going to give us a pause, then we're going to bring this table overview up by age. You see the winnings. Mark safe, 3 million plus. He's had some time to cobble that together, obviously, in a wide range in terms of career tournament earnings spread out across this final table in this hedron collider of an event. Approachable price point, as many of the events during the World Series are.
This is really fun. You have this, the 2000s are about the highest buy-in where you really get some guys in there who are making like serious life-changing money. You see guys with, you know, we saw before 28,000.
I'm glad you remembered about the
complete earnings, and he can just win a half
charges
right
before
here.
we got to the door.
You don't really get that in the 10Ks. A lot of the guys who show up for the 10Ks have a lot of winnings already, generally.
Sure.
I haven't been looking at memes.
Pavel Speedings with the Queen Jack. Sends 500 into the middle, and that will be that.
Patrick made a tight fold on the button with pocket fours. I also don't mind that fold. It's interesting at the beginning of these final tables and deep into these final tables, you see a lot of spots where these hands that aren't particularly profitable just become folds or become very close, where if you fold it, it's not such a big deal.
A peek there at the GPI and Hendon Ma bio board for Pavel Spearins, which shows 146,000 plus in career live tournament earnings, but perhaps of greater interest to yours truly is while he plays poker professionally now under the Latvian flag, a resident of Riga, the 26-year-old was once a professional hockey player.
Wow.
Do you think that he ever just closes his eyes and envisions like checking someone into the boards at an FT when he takes a beat?
I mean, I've done that, and I've never even played hockey, so.
Is that just like a one orbit penalty? Do you get 86 from that card room? Like,
yeah, I'd actually like to know if any tournament directors can tweet in or whatever sort of device you use.
I said, hey, funny seeing you here.
Yeah. I just was visiting, you know, that I think about a second time.
Just get a head start and blast somebody out of their seat.
I mean, I dreamed of checking a guy into the boards today, and I didn't even play poker.
That's never gonna hear
so you were in that trap.
It's all planned.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
At least you have a slow mount too, so we can at least keep up with each other.
Yeah.
Navigating the area.
I mean, I'm a hunter. You gotta expect this stuff, right?
Poverty ponies around the corner in November. So much construction taking place. Summer tourism.
Hey, it gives me time to fix my UI, so I mean.
I mean, realistically, we could have killed like a couple packs, right? It wouldn't have been that big.
Later today. Meanwhile, Pavels chooses
Yeah,
to
you would
defend this
kill.
big blind.
Maybe this saves us, you know.
Suited.
This might have saved us. Like, we probably were gonna die, but now we're not.
Certainly have positive
Right, everything
about
happens for a
this
reason.
Like, trying to four clear it, we would have fucked up.
Almost 1-4 in the middle. Action checked to Yuan Lee.
Nice easy flop for Lee here. Certainly the type of board that his hand would like to bet. And he shouldn't face much resistance, I don't think. Certainly a board that Spearins can check raise and represent some hands, but with Queen Deuce, I don't think he's going to do that.
No, just one spade out there. Kind of no need to get involved in these sorts of confrontations, especially as we look at the payouts and you see some of the jumps. They're very significant, certainly in relation to the buy-in. Jesse, we're talking about an on-deck jump from 8th to 7th of $18,000 and then $23,000 respectively from 7th to 6th, so not particularly incentivized to look for fights to be picked.
Yeah, piling a bunch of money in blind doesn't seem as nice when you're missing out on tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
That's for sure. I think it's also a time where these guys really want to lay back a bit, sort of feel each other out, see what they can figure out about their opponents.
Yeah, I think there really is kind of that first level at the FT where maybe some of these guys, when it was still two tables, have played with one another, but others haven't. And so you don't necessarily have a line on what you're working with. No scouting report, perhaps, especially at this price point where they're not all known commodities that you can go and watch a bunch of archives and say, okay, I know how this guy plays. And it's just dipping your toe in the water, see what's what, who wants to rise up, who wants to maybe lay back. make your adjustments accordingly.
Two bad ones can make a good one.
The second one was an ace. Unfortunately, the first one was a 2.
Up to you guys, but you want to kill Crown Crush?
Raise and take it there.
Who? Who's asking?
Crown Crush. It's the
You almost get that
second
feeling
last
from this
boss.
group.
He
It's
drops
very-
a dagger belt.
it's
Is that
quieted
something that
down
you,
a
like,
little
want?
Bit. Everyone's sort of.
Yeah, it's weapon skills and
It's like
dagger.
it's like a
Dagger tanking.
a quiet agreement.
I
that
mean,
everyone's feeling each other.
yeah.
out.
We have
They're
the group
not-
for
they're
it,
just
so
kinda
I guess
poking
we could.
around.
I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Peak therapy of
if
Midsummer in
everyone feels comfortable with it.
1962 original
We have
entries,
Fear Ward
obviously,
for the
Not so much a
Fear-
comfort thing, it's more of like the chest
Upper
thing,
crust,
but
that's
like,
almost 3.5 million.
no one needs the rod in our group,
Finishing
right?
10th was
I think.
Daryl
I hope
Marconi
Mitzi
in
doesn't.
9th, Frank Weigel.
Bonnie could use the offhand
Outside of
maybe,
this
so maybe
official
I'll
final table.
let it pass for that. You're right, that reduces the
Not
chest.
anymore. I got that sick main hand, or the two-handed staff.
Oh, from ZG.
ZG last time we did it, yeah. So
Threes find the buck.
I'm pretty happy.
Ace 9.
I mean, it's up to you. I'm not
Just
worried
shy
about
of
like the actual boss because we have a hunter, we
Ace
have
10,
a
which is
mage
so
for
much
both
more
ads.
attractive, but
We have Fear Ward,
nevertheless,
so like we're
that
good. This is the
safe
comp,
through
you know.
sixth
But
chips at present.
Yeah, if we can
Sure,
kill
I
it,
mean-
I'd
Yeah, that's
appreciate
fine.
He is the cutoff. It's very late position. It's a hand that he's decided he doesn't want to quite go with for 13 big blinds, and some of the worst hands, or let's say the best hands that he won't go with, become really nice hands to raise fold. And so I think he's deemed this one just a little bit worse than what he'd like to go with, so he's going to use it as sort of a pre-flop bluff, if you will.
look.
Yuri Boyko now, who is one of the two shorter stacks than safes coming into this particular hand, but not by a wide margin. Has decided to pile and has ace 9 in jail.
line or something?
This is super awkward for safe because he is getting a good price.
Hi.
Boyko should not
Dwarf
show
main.
anything that
Hello.
he's ahead of, really.
Hey there.
You don't even want to
Something
ask how
like
long this is
King
gonna
goes in.
take.
But if he has a worse ace,
What happened?
It's
at the very least, you
Athena
we'll call it
died.
the portal
have time
incident.
to think about it, right?
What?
He put the chips in almost
Yeah, I died.
immediately, and that feels
What
like a
happened
pretty
was
strong hand.
Like a hand that
Listen,
plays
we don't need to
itself
go
almost
and
Yeah,
tell
like
everybody
an
what
ace
had
king.
happened.
Yeah, you don't
You
want
know.
to ace 8 offsuit and just
I'm just
immediately
saying,
say, okay,
don't be
I'm all
asking.
in.
It's gonna be a while.
So,
It's a great
Yeah, it'll be a minute.
What was the phrase? Clown Fiesta? Something like that.
Yes, yes.
Bruh.
certainly attuned to.
I need my buffs
but at the
now.
same time, it is a fantastic.
you need
Well-
him right now?
He is
No,
something
I'm
versus
kidding.
maybe occasionally he has the best hand.
I can wait. It's
Not
it's
often,
okay.
but some small percentage.
Oh,
of
they're
the
a
time.
1,000 needles. They're getting there.
There at Yuri's rail, who have taken great interest.
Yeah, nature just want to make sure I'm safe on the run back.
Understandably, as their man.
Yeah, I'm helping a friend out, you know.
Stack in the middle here.
You think you'll get there? If you go?
There's a little bit of balance from Boyko. We saw when he had the worst hand, he did a little talking, and now he's probably pretty confident that he has the best hand at this point. Still chirping.
I mean, man's got a 6-shooter around his neck. Nintendo glasses.
And he's got the Uber driver on his side.
That's right.
That's a lot.
Oh!
That's the trifecta right there.
You wonder whether or not any of Yuri's
Ace king
speech
versus
play,
ace
which
nine.
was limited in nature, has something to do with putting safe over the edge, as he now has the bulk of his stack in the middle,
have to get a call.
not at risk of elimination, but certainly at risk of being left on vapors, as they'll play for over 5 million here. Our first collision. at
Oh,
this
there's a
2-day
book
no
down
limit
there.
Final table.
What a fantastic
Oh,
spot
plus
by
the hunter
Boyko. He
book.
was
See,
all in
we
with
did
ace
this all
five.
for a reason.
Probably could have
Exactly.
could have been called to A7
That's
suited.
close
Hunter
water.
And
book.
now he's a 3-1
Borkman's
favorite for
fucking trolling.
5 million chips. He had 2 million a second ago.
I want to post one of those things again, like Athena has died at level 62 blank.
As
You
the
gotta
card
do it
goes
right this
down
time,
and the
though.
flop
I
comes
know.
out 7, 6, 4.
I
Backdoor
can't
hearts
do the
and
green
straight
dragon
is
mops. I gotta do something different. I don't
available
know
to
what.
safe. Look on his face suggests he knows it is highly
I gotta like
probable.
do a build up though. I have to like
Ooh,
talk about
hold
like
the phone.
the day
The
before,
eight of
like,
hearts
oh,
is
I
about
think
as
I'm gonna
delicious
start
a
to
turn
do
short of a 9
DM
that
me
Safe could have hoped
farm
for, as
runs or
suddenly
something,
he
and like,
picks
oh,
up
if I get in
18
a
outs.
sticky situation, I'll just petri out, you know, like
That-
farming like
Yeah,
Promise
yeah.
would.
The
Yeah, I gotta set it
slice
up.
right there.
Yep.
And that is the nasty river.
Brutal.
No justice in poker, Jesse. You've been around long enough to know that as Yuri
I guess I'm
Boyko.
grateful for the call, I guess, you know.
Good game, man.
Good game, buddy.
Ironically enough, he's going to be
Good luck,
able to make
everyone,
that
yeah?
dinner reservation. He's just not going to be able to do so with any sort of appetite.
Oh man, I'd have a few
So dumb.
few words to say over text to my Uber driver.
His banter did keep it pretty light here, though.
What
I enjoyed playing with him, though.
Well, Mark Safe
I can use the
knows
double, huh?
you'd rather be lucky than good, and
All
on that
day long.
occasion,
Yeah.
he will take it as he absorbs the remainder of Boyko's stack. Certainly not insinuating that Mark lacks any talent. Known him a long time.
Happened to me at this table, right?
You know, over the years, I've been a little trigger shy about throwing out the fist
Look
bump
at
and
what you
try to
did,
head
Bonnie.
someone, but
Oh, yeah.
watching him do it right there.
Me too. I'm really sitting here
I think
talking
it's
shit with
unbridled.
Clyde right now.
Oh, absolutely. It was a
Literally,
pure reaction.
the
I really
analogy was
appreciated
I
it, and
cast
I
the
think I'm gonna
line.
bring it
I
back
catch a
myself.
big one. Everyone
I'll wait
goes,
till they're
all
away from the
right,
table.
nice. Literally.
So
I just saw that turn,
Boyko's
like,
elimination will come with that
Happy Pride.
almost $59,000 payout.
Happy Pride.
Seventh place,
For a long
76,000
time when he was
plus.
on your
Locked up
left, he
by
was
the
down to like 2
big
big
field.
blinds when we were 11 or 12-handed.
Yeah, he laddered like over and over and over. and
Fucking
over.
Christ, yeah. Because it was weird. When he had a stack, he played a lot of pots. I got involved with them, but then stopped.
He was, you know, pretty likely to go out when the payout was like 10K or 12.5. But he did good.
They were saying that Boyko slowed down before the final table, and that is something that you often see is even the aggressive players get excited as they're about to make what might be the biggest final table of their lives. And they tend to clam up a little bit, play less pots, watch their stack dwindle. Maybe if Safe had a little more experience at the table, because it
So
sounds
Athena,
like
I agree. They should
just being
have
explained to
more
him that that's what
icons for
happened, he
things.
might have found a fold
Between
there.
like Frost Oil or Greater Frost Protection Potion.
Yes.
I gave Dell 2 lips
Not
when I was having him craft my Titanic leggings.
Did he craft them?
No,
Now Safe
he
is-
Oh,
gave
he
me
told
back the
you?
lips
Okay.
immediately.
He was a bit
It's like, oh,
handcuffed before.
my
It
bad.
would have been funny if he traded them the lips and he crafted Titanic legs, and then like in raid, the next day he was like, "Wait, what happened to my?"
Sevens in front of
I
I
would look
typed-
at my bank and been like, why do I have 2 Titanics in my bank?
Thank you.
Like, I'm not complaining.
No callers. Well, this 2K final table, as we alluded to at the top of the show, not the only poker being played here at the Horseshoe Event Center as we swing it all the way around to the final 3 tables in the $250,000 super high roller. That's a man who doesn't need a slate. The legend himself, Phil Ivey.
The man, the myth.
Nothing but legends, it would seem, remaining in here as Daniel Negreanu, along with fellow Canadian Kristen Bicknell to his right in there. How about former World Series of Poker main event champion Espen Jorstad, also stepping up. Ooh,
Look at that.
how about that for Bonneville and Chic?
That was nice.
No, Mr. Foxen, I expect you to fold.
Foxen doesn't wear shades, he just has huge arms, and that's enough.
And laser beams for eyes.
Absolutely.
That's not. Oh, he looks like those arms might have gotten bigger recently. By the way, he may have been.
They
At
don't
the weight
go
rack.
down in size, they just
Right.
they just keep increasing.
There is his wife, Kristen Foxen. So much talent between the two of them. Back now at our final table. Red 10s for Yuan Lee. Coincidentally, 11 will be paid in that 250K super high roller. At last peak, I think there was 21 remaining.
Oh my goodness, Lee just ships
They're
it
talking
here
shit
for
in the top secret channel.
30-something big blinds, and Patrick looks down at 7. This is
Way
a
to move from
legitimately awkward
Talking
spot
shit
for
about us
Patrick.
in the top secret channel.
34
Oh,
bids,
well,
fourth
that's
of the
fine.
remaining 7 runners right now, Jesse. We alluded to the ICM here, and obviously, even when the 7s are good against the presumed range of Yuan Lee's jam, we're racing at best against a couple of overs with 5 to come, right?
I think you're right. If If Lee has a worse pair, it's going to be something
No,
like
in Top
sixes,
Secret,
but
they're
quite
talking about that
often
group that was in Dire Mall
at these
earlier.
final tables, people
Are
tend
they?
to just
Oh yeah,
They
it's,
were-
it's just
they were
time.
doing-
It's applicable.
To be fair.
They were doing DM West though. They weren't doing
And-
DMC.
Oh, yeah, okay,
can
that's
often
fair. Yeah,
expect that if
I
they're
take
gonna
every
air
pull
one
super
way,
slow
it's
too.
too
I
strong.
looked at that
I did look
group
at the
and
time.
when they're
Touche,
putting
I didn't
you're right.
recognize a single name. It's like they're in
Much
DM
snap
West.
folded
You're right,
that.
you're right, you're right.
That's just
I only
really
read it quickly.
nice foresight or sense at the table. Understanding of how his opponents
All
are
right,
playing.
now for the
That's
real
funny,
reason
though.
he took the portal. Give me
I mean,
back.
we
Yeah.
saw that
There
Lee
we
folded
go.
that A7 suited, so we know he's on the tighter
Yay!
side, but
So you
certainly Patrick
calculated.
didn't see that, so impressive that he snap folded.
I
the
don't
seven.
see him right now, Fengus, so you're probably good. Let us know if you
Maybe
need to
there's
do like
people out there
an
that think
escort
it's a
back.
very easy fold.
I'm getting
Uh,
strong.
I
We
marked
are good.
everything before I clicked on the
Patrick.
portal,
I can
you
see
know?
that for
So
sure.
we should be good.
They're actually both. I know Patrick extremely well in real life, and they're both playful, really fun guys
Yeah.
away from the table too.
Not readily apparent, of course, as he is at the office right now, looking to work his way up the ladder. Healthy stack.
I didn't know how
32
many
big
they
strong,
stacked, too,
limping
so
in
you have
from a
11.
small blind, and the chip leader mercifully
You
checking
guys got
thank
another
you.
summoning
balance
portal I could
with
click?
the Broadway combo, flopping top
Bug
pair here,
left.
which is unfortunately unlikely to get any patronage from this airball in front of Trong.
Go Boomkin.
Yeah, this looks.
I might get a
like
Boomkin
very
set
tight
together
check
for like the
back,
last
but
week of
Joseph does have
hardcore.
to worry about the fact that if Patrick does limp shove,
Oh, someone didn't like that.
he actually cannot call
That was dwarf
with
man.
his king queen, and you know it's a bit of a disaster when Patrick does
Sheep
limp
to
jam there
Warlock.
because it's such a strong hand to be folding.
Okay, I was
Yeah.
like,
He's kinda
you
managing
have
that
You trolling
possibility
me
a little bit
now?
by checking
I wasn't
back, and
marking
Also,
him.
it's a nice disguised hand to take close up.
But with what frequency does one imagine, given the current landscape in terms of chip counts, Patrick would be limp jamming?
Certainly not at a super high frequency, you're right, but he does know that Patrick knows that
Got it.
Joseph's chip leads, so he'll be putting a little bit more pressure
Thank
on
you.
than the other players, and so maybe he designs a range that has more shoves against him
Yeah.
than any other player at the table.
I
So
can see that.
I'm not saying this happens, 25% of the time, but maybe it happens a little more than against anybody else.
And obviously we don't enjoy the feeling of being seated directly to the right of the chip leader, which really puts the cuffs on us. But there are strategies that are designed to combat that inconvenience, and I'm sure Patrick has explored them.
Should be something right there.
Jack 10 offsuit, likely worthy of some exploration of its own.
What the hell was that?
And upstairs we
Well,
go.
what?
Swipe broken by Athena.
Normally a great hand to have
Guilty.
on the button, and of course he's going to raise here. It's always difficult when you have the chip leader on your left, right? You have to really
Man, all
clamp
this
down and be a
There's
lot.
been a lot of
more
drama
careful
recently.
as
I
stuff
can't
like
keep
that.
up with it.
Doesn't take much of a crystal
It's
ball.
fucking
a lot
druids
of
breaking my
people-
sheep.
This
It's
picture.
really dramatic.
That's the drama? I don't know.
It's always frustrating when you
Too many people.
raise a hand,
Happens.
get through the chip
It's like the
leader,
same
and then
people that
still
are
don't
starting
get to
drama,
see
though.
a flop,
Probably.
which he will not be seeing a flop here.
4x 3-bet off of the strength of this ace king up to 2 million.
Mentioned no threat.
It's too many.
I think Patrick's a little
Wizards,
confused
not
about
enough
what types
hats.
of hands put in a third of Mark's stack, and maybe
Oh, I
he
like
thinks
that
Need
way
more
to do that
B2s.
expression.
he's doing it with a lot of bluffs because not a ton of hands make sense. But realistically,
Who's marking?
if your opponent's
Air
going to
Teen,
bluff
is it
here, is he
you?
really putting in
Uh,
a third
maybe.
I
of his
marked
stack? Or
slip.
is he going to pick some size where when he has to fold, he doesn't lose so many of his chips?
I'll stop.
Strong does bin the Jack
okay.
10 and pass $500,000 over to Mark Safe.
Nice start from Mark.
Very
My
much so. Wriggling his way up the chain. There's a look at his World Series of Poker highlights. A couple of bracelets, 22 cashes, 3 FTs. Just shy of $1 million in earnings. He will breach that mark regardless of outcome here today, as current min cash is going to be $76,000. It looks like we've got our first peeps out of James Kratz with a
Oh,
King
baby.
9 suited off of the shortest of stacks.
Oh, look at this.
He jams, and now a couple of hooks. Want to count. As Patrick with a nice pocket pair. Ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, this count is just theater right now. He's certainly putting the chips in.
Oh, it's
The
gonna be
only
close.
question is, does he just call? Or does he put the rest of the chips in here? And with Patrick's stack size, that's anyone's guess. I
Calculate.
think it's quite close between the two.
It
It was
looked like
close.
you finished
Probably
and then
just
stood
call.
up to look at him to play chicken for a little bit longer.
Boom. Alright, we keep going.
Exciting stuff. Exciting stuff. I can melt a lot.
I'm gonna pull this 2-pack.
So a flat from Patrick, and while a 3-bet looks strong, the flat certainly doesn't look weak.
No, it does not. And while I do think that Patrick can get away with continuing
Can someone hit the eye when it
coming,
comes?
with
yeah.
every hand
Yeah,
that
I'm
continues
seeing
here, you often see players just
Thank
continue with
you.
the really strong pairs, don't they?
Sure. Inviting somebody to step into it
Yeah.
behind them. On this occasion,
A
not
little
happening.
close there.
As Kratz finds himself all in and at risk with just 31% equity.
You're so cute.
So sick, you have to wait all day for a premium like Jack's. You have somebody go all in behind you and you're still only rocking the 2-to-1 favorite.
Yeah. A lot better now.
Well, it was
Courtesy of
fine.
the Queen 4 Deuce 2 diamond board.
I did.
What's fine?
Kratz
They're just a little bit behind.
real
so you
hell.
know.
Sure. Okay, give him
Back. Taunton didn't go off
Kratz
you.
is the opposite. You waited all day.
I got
you finally
CDs
got
up.
a hand
I
you
just-
could actually shove.
Were we drinking? I'm
One
sorry.
of the first guys after
Yeah,
you
they're
just
drinking.
looks down at Jack's.
All three
Okay,
of them, I
safe
think.
hold, my bad.
That is an unwelcome turn card as it leaves Kratz with
I'm
just
just
3
hauling
outs
ass.
for his tournament life here in this 2K.
I mean,
no
fair
limit
enough. Oh yeah,
table.
because that's definitely
He
been
knows it.
the
So does everyone
strat this
else.
whole
As
round.
Patrick Trong anti-sweats a cowboy with 1 to come in a 5.5 million chip pot. And does so successfully. So
Fast as
GG's
fuck boy, we are not.
will
He's
be
Spanish, the
exchanged.
Petri?
39-year-old software
Drop group,
developer
Petri out.
from Skinny Atlas, New York, will collect the 76,000 plus for this 7th place finish. His 3rd career cash, putting him over the $500,000 mark in career live tournament earnings. And of course, putting Patrick Trong up into the 34 Big Blind Club alongside Yuan Lee
Stun.
and Pavel's Spirins. So a little accounting here, courtesy of Storm X, as we peek out at the leaderboard. Jonathan Kamara inheriting the short stack duties. And you see that log jam.
Oh, we're multitasking, getting some more beats in
Let's
here
call
too,
it
huh?
3 players are running second behind Jeremy
Just
Joseph,
like
the
I need
chip
one
leader, coming in.
Only one more?
2 casualties
more,
already
okay.
on the battlefield.
And for everyone left, they just reached the almost 6-figure club. They're all guaranteed $99,900.
Pay jump of roughly $32,000. If you can ladder your way into 5th.
He's got a very respectable Queen 10 offsuit in the big blind, so he's going to put in the call. Little does he know he's actually up against one of the worst hands he could be up against. Very safe block for his hand, though. Not the type of board he's going to be putting a lot of chips in.
Does have that Queen of Diamonds working and perhaps perceived range advantage as a defender from the big blind. Does have Patrick covered.
Would be
Is
fun
check.
to see him do something a little
Yeah,
spicy here.
Sure.
Had to let Clyde get banished so I could get some mana.
Certainly would give us a chance to get to know him.
This is the face-off I've been waiting for the last 30 minutes. It's the probably hand-knit Louis Vuitton sweater against the Mickey Mouse shirt of Patrick Trong.
Yeah, it feels like
I get a lot of whispers asking to heal runs for some reason.
2 or 3
Like,
stacks.
hey,
does
you want to
look great in
kill
that flop
BRD
so I
jail
guess.
runs? No. Okay.
Chance perhaps to plug.
Do you even read my guild
Lord,
tag?
No shame in it.
Do you even know who I am?
Send it down to our Natalie Bodie with an update.
Well, James, 3-day
Travesty.
event. This one was a grind. How did you see things play out on this
I'm
finals?
him.
It went better than expected. Came in
You're not a
about
healer?
average, cruised kind of the whole way. Once I thought there was a shot at the final
Shit,
table,
clearly
just
not.
started playing tight, got this far. No complaints.
Even though your day ends, it's a new career best cash. What can we expect from you for the rest of the summer?
Degenerating all the money I just won away on the rest of the series.
Thanks so much for the time, Ali.
Bring
On the
him
rest
back.
of the series,
Yeah, I
how
think he's
about Baccarat, the Rhino?
tonight?
I mean, just,
Degenning it off tonight.
you know, old camp whiskey. Like,
What do
just
you think goes on at Old Camp Whiskey?
a lot of
One of
drinking.
my
I'll tell
really
you
good
that, if it's
friends
an
that
actual
I've known
camp,
for a while
as opposed to a
was
spirit
just
brand,
in
which
the World Series of
I
Poker.
venture to guess that it is.
He was
Google
in
is
like
our friend here, Jesse.
not the
Your
main event,
aircraft.
but he was in like
All
a
I know is when I
$2,000
was a
event
child,
and
my
was just
parents
on the
took me
final
on
table.
camp.
Well, maybe
Won
That's
pretty cool.
80
Jesse, in
grand.
terms of
Yeah, he got knocked
salvaging your
out.
liver. That's fair.
Guessing I had to pay like an entrance fee though, eh?
Yeah, it was a
I feel
$2,000
compelled
entrance
to
fee.
advise that I have navigated to oldcampwhiskey.com here in the booth. The splash page just says, "Are you of legal drinking age?"
That's very responsible, you know?
Now, I've been to some other websites, Jesse, where they ask this question as well.
There's probably a lot of kids going online trying to check out camps to go to for the summer.
This isn't a camp, it's a whiskey.
Yeah, they're trying to weed out the,
I guess if we're killing Crown
the
Crush, we don't
underage
need the
crowd
suit,
as
eh?
much as possible.
I think
No,
Wait,
the
are we?
suit's the whole
should
point to
consider
skip Crown
starting
Crush.
a camp
Yeah, but if we're killing him, we don't need it.
for fans of their
Are we
whiskey.
killing them?
Old
Oh,
Camp
100%
Whiskey.
up to you guys.
Okay.
For fans of
So yeah, we are.
Old Camp Whiskey.
Mugger's Belt
Man, you
is
get a
the
camp
plus the
with
dagger
whiskey on a
skill.
lake,
Yeah.
maybe add a tire swing, I'm in.
I already farmed out the axe helmet. Now let's get the dagger belt.
Insurance.
It's all because Clyde lost on the character
pretty high.
screen.
Poker, meanwhile, being played, believe it or not, being played
That's an oof.
in a dirty
So we made
dapper-like
Bonnie and Clyde
fashion.
together like, yeah, we're going to be
Mark
dwarves
saved,
because
put
we
the
can clear
deuce
poisons
three
and it's going to be
also to work
great.
from the card.
And
He's
then
been flattered
literally
by
we got to like level
experience
40. He's like,
on
I
the
should have been a
button,
human.
and then
I
the
should have
champion
been a human.
out of
I
the
should have made a
gate.
human man. And it's been nonstop
goes
ever
that
since then.
nappy.
So official, he's going to be.
I
bit
could
of
not
awkward
not be a
perspective
night
because
elf.
Kamara
It's
has to
so
have
satisfying
one.
just flipping
Night
around.
elves are my
And
favorite. Trust me, I'm heartbroken. I love my dwarf, but
I'm not gonna lie, I'm the same
Ugh.
way, but that's why I only play Hunter and Druid, is because I will only play Night Elf. And then it's only best for those
you guys
two.
are my people. You're my
Yeah.
people.
you can get away with rogues. You can get away with it.
Very strong hands.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Nice chunk
But
of
it's
whiskey.
still not, you know,
Certainly dominates.
It's suboptimal, but you know, it's not nearly as important as like a warrior, you
Is
know.
that the Ocarina
Yeah.
of Time on his necklace?
The what?
She should have been a gnome. That's all I'm
It's
saying.
a,
No.
it's a really cool
I'm
Zelda
leaving.
graphic.
Bye.
I've never played a gnome in the 15 years I played this game? Never, not once.
Give me my suit back.
No, I played a Gnome Warrior when I
Before he
ranked
came
it
into the booth,
to
all he
rank
lied to me and tried to
14,
tell me that
but
he's an age that he clearly is not.
that, you know, like that racial is really like a PvP racial, right?
I don't know.
Logically older body.
I miss that on my human warrior all the time. Like I feel like escape artist is
Statically
huge in
adolescent
hardcore too.
sensibilities.
Yeah, it also
It
cleanses
is.
stuff like that.
Okay.
It's big in not raid, like in a 40-man raid.
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
big,
Diligence,
right?
Yeah,
in the
but I
end,
Because you're
mean,
gonna get dispelled. You're gonna
in
use
terms
a
of
FAP
keeping
or
yourself
whatever.
alive out in the open world, it's so big.
middle
You
for
think?
3
I
point
agree.
twelve
Yeah.
as it goes into the muck. And
So for here, we're gonna.
I do
So
appreciate
he
that
summons two
laydown. I
adds,
think it
what,
might
like
speak
50%,
to
40%,
his
whatever it is.
Right
We're gonna sheep
thoughts on
one,
where
throw the
he's
hunter pet on
at
the other.
in terms of skill at the table and how he feels like he can
I mean,
navigate. He
nuke this
doesn't
guy
want
The,
to
down.
the ad spawn from where behind us, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
they're right.
this
Okay.
year,
I'm gonna
Poker
put a
Go
trap
is sending
down.
3 annual
hopefully
subscribers to
that'll- I
play
can
the
get it.
PGT Championship $1 million free
Pretty
roll.
sure
Apart from
they're
that,
You,
just nuke
Both of them.
but you gotta
Just
be an
kill.
annual subscriber.
Yeah, when you
Next
bait with
drawing
bait,
is
you
July
just
17th.
frost
and all
notice both of
annual
them. We go
subs
boss before they even get out of the
automatically
frost
enter.
nova.
Yeah,
Simply
that's,
head over to
that works too.
getpokergo.com/stream to upgrade today. Use the
I'm
promo
ready.
code DREAM30 to save yourself $30. No purchases necessary to enter the promotion. To view the complete giveaway rules, go to pokergo.com/rules. You know what? I'm just going to go out on a limb and say anybody whose browser history contains pokergo.com/rules is a nit.
Wow.
Like, I don't want to play poker with anybody that's going to the rules page.
That's very fair.
Right?
I'm gonna
Firm,
kindly
but
ask
fair.
that you don't go look at my browser.
Oh, Jesse!
I've got at least 3 tabs open with the.
Nothing nitty about raising it up with 2 black aces. It's just standard and customary as the chip leader activates here.
And again, nice fold out of the big blind by Patrick. I do think that, especially against the chip leader at a final table, when you have these sort of pay jumps in effect, you really want to be folding some of these
There it is,
hands that might
boys.
be peels
Not
otherwise.
great.
That's
King
not a
3
belt.
offsuit being one of those hands.
That's not a bad
that's
chess
dominated
piece
too often.
if you need a tanky
What do
item.
you call it?
No, it's not.
Not a lot of good things happen post.
Yeah, I'll probably be wearing that in raid tonight.
It's not a mugger's belt, but you know.
Shout out to Mark, who was
It was useful to somebody though?
unsuccessful, but getting in there with the
What?
Dewey earlier.
It was useful
out
to
to
some.
Nick
Oh
Rigby.
no, it's getting DE.
World Series of Poker main event legend that coined the term the dirty diaper is like on
Brilliant shard.
day 76 of the main, he was still raising it up.
I mean, that was a
Still don't have
you
an
know,
add-on to tell me how much like that stuff's
not a
worth.
lot of guys or people in the
I
last
should do
10,
that.
15
2
years
gold,
have had a
25
hand
silver.
See, I
so
wouldn't
much
know.
associated with
I would've
it.
guessed more.
Has. I mean, since
Get
like
Latrix
Doyle,
Plus.
maybe.
Right.
That covers a
I
bunch.
don't think
downloaded
anyone
it,
really
and I
owns a
just
hand
couldn't
like that, and
figure
he's
out
certainly- the 3
how to
deuce
get
is
it to
his
work.
hand now.
Or I didn't have.
LTP should
Of
work.
course, Doyle Brunson passing away earlier this
I'll
year.
toy with it again sometime.
A big
Yeah.
loss.
If you just
to
want
poker
something
community.
lightweight,
And I know
vendor
you've been playing
price.
a few events, Jesse.
That
Have you
too.
noticed a
That
lot of
would
showdowns
be,
where people
yeah.
were playing the 10 deuce?
I actually did see a couple
All
of
the
big pots where
Librams,
somebody played a
huh?
10 deuce, and I don't think they would have played Jack deuce, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What's
In
the
that spot.
protection
I tried to raise it
focus?
up with the 10 deuce suited, but I
Are
got
those
shot.
any
Protection's 1% dodge.
You did
I
your
don't
part.
know what focus
You
is off the top of my head.
honored
The
him.
focus is the caster one.
We've been playing the 10 deuce game instead of
Yeah, I don't
7
think it
deuce.
has anything to do with me. But...
Yeah, I actually think that should just be the.
I have one in my bank, so I can't
Oh,
mix
I got
another.
it. Hold on.
Why not? You know.
It
I
is
don't want
the
Patrick
adds
certainly
8
hoping
to
that
your
the ongoing
healing and
standard scheme
damage
tries to limp the small
from
blind, and that would be a
spells
raise from Joseph, who on
to
this
head
occasion
or
does not check
leg.
back.
So it'd be good for like a
Puts
mage
900
if you
out
need
there.
it.
Picks off
Yeah, I
the,
have one in my bank, and I also have one on my
loss of
fishing
Yuri
hat. So
Boyko definitely has
Huh?
dialed down the socialization index here at this final table, which feels like it's got
That's where the real
some weight
max
on
is.
it right now.
yeah.
Yeah, he was certainly the guy keeping it going
Yeah,
in terms of chatter.
one of the lighter hearts in the field. Suited connector here for Yuan Lee. Piques his interest.
It would be good for like a
I
shadow
like
farming
this.
set or something like that
You
on
know?
a priest, though.
He's
You know.
been pretty tight so far.
Why
so
does
I
my
think he'll
pet
get a
just
bit of
like
respect.
run
It
up
seems
like he's
the
gonna
players are
fucking
somewhat
big
aware
kick it,
based
you
on
know?
what we've
Little
seen.
spurg.
In terms of folds.
Yeah,
that
you
they've
see
made
that?
today.
Yeah,
Can
it's
mix
so.
it up a little bit.
Like no reason.
Always.
The reason I don't play 100, I actually was
very
debating it,
effective
is
to
like
be
I would just
hyper
zone out
aware of your image at any
and
time.
just forget to like dismiss my pet,
And let's say
doing,
you're a
like,
psycho
what,
at the table normally,
dead
you
mines, and
just
have
had a
them
bad
just like
run
run
of
around the
cards.
boat and aggro everything,
Maybe
and
that's
then
the one
it's like,
time you
oh,
can get away with something.
we aggroed the whole boat.
Well, King 6 suited obviously isn't going
So
to
let's do 100 pet on green,
get
kill skull,
away with
stand back
Well,
a little bit.
a
Yeah,
little
we know what to do.
larceny.
Stand by this pole where I'm going.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Understandably defense for an extra 3 1/4 and finds
Watch
a
threat
6 in the
though,
window
because if he charges,
with
you
a king
can hit
behind
like a
it.
truck.
Top 2 against a gutter with 1.7 in the middle. Checking along with the flow is safe.
Certainly this will be bet by Lee. And the question is, how slow does Safe want to play it? Because it turns out he's not up against the exact hand he'd love to slow flavors. He wouldn't want his opponent to get there, but at the same time, he might be up against the right hand to induce some multiple barrels.
700,000 into 1.7 for the time being, and while it's sub half pot, it's certainly a little more substantive perhaps than it needs to be.
Yeah, it's a fairly big bet. And kind of the type of board where you can go with a really small bet if you'd like to. I think he just wanted to pick a size that if it's anywhere close for your opponent,
Let's see
you
it.
want a little bigger so you get the job done. Unfortunately for him, he's run into pretty much the nuts, so.
Yeah,
It's
two
trash.
pair here as the call from safe brings the pot to 4.6 million. We await a turn.
And this raise should shut it down. There's really nothing Lee can do. He can't peel for half a safe stack.
Yeah,
and
that's
try to
pretty
hit a
trash.
gut shot.
Yeah, forgive me, I said call.
D,
from
all
safe,
of it if
but
you
I was
want,
gonna
honestly.
say, yeah,
From
she should just
safe.
take it D it now.
Just take all of it.
Interruption, Jesse.
Unforgivable.
Sick.
Oh, baby.
Now, if you ever wanted to know what happens when you throw a blue lava lamp into the wash alongside a white pair of sneaks, feast your eyes. You got to coordinate. I'm dating myself, but it's like the mushroom suit in Boomerang.
I don't know those words,
Yeah,
but
I barely know them, Jesse, but someone out there got it.
the way you said it, I want to know. I want to understand what you're talking about.
Eddie Murphy movie from back in the day.
Ah, sort of like my Zelda reference.
Yes, exactly. The intercept in our comedic Venn diagram.
Ooh, you
Oh,
left me
baby.
the roasted quail. Nice. My bird thanks you.
Be careful pulling the deck.
You know, I'm not known for wearing a lot of brand names, but if I were to wear some really high-end clothing, I feel like Lee's style is
Ozzy?
what I would hope I would get going out of it, because
I think at level 50
those
just died
shoes are
trying to
really
do my
something
Zoth.
spectacular.
Looking
They're
at
kind of fire.
Situation. I know.